Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a question I've been getting a lot lately. Is it actually worth doing Uber Eats in Australia? I've completed over 1,000 Uber Eats deliveries right here in Australia, so I know exactly what works and what doesn't. Whether you're a student, a side hustler, or just curious, this video breaks down the costs, benefits, and the best times to deliver. Let's get into it. From my experience, on average, for every kilometer I've driven, I've earned about $1. But that doesn't mean it's all profit. Once you factor in fuel, maintenance, and other running costs, your actual take home can vary a lot. Let's talk about the part everyone's curious about. How much can you make? From my experience, your earnings can vary a lot. On a typical shift, you might make anywhere between $15 to $35 per hour. But here's the catch, there's no guarantee. You need to be lucky, and more importantly, you need to be in the right place at the right time. Busy restaurant zones, peak hours, and weather all play a role. Sometimes you'll get back to back deliveries, other times you'll be waiting 20 minutes for a single ping. No matter where you're delivering in Australia, whether it's Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, or a regional city, being in a busy zone is key to getting regular orders. Areas near CBDs, shopping strips, and popular food districts tend to have higher demand, but here's the catch. In city areas, finding parking can be a real challenge. If you're driving a car, you might spend several minutes just trying to park, especially during peak hours. If you're on a motorbike or bicycle, you'll have a much easier time squeezing into small spaces and avoiding traffic. Also, some restaurants are located inside shopping centers or food courts. That means extra walking, navigating through escalators, or even hunting down hidden pickup spots. In the beginning, it might take time to learn the layout, where to park, how to enter, and which door leads to the kitchen. Hang with me until the end of the video. I will give few tips to make it easier. If you're planning to give it a shot, I've got a $200 referral bonus you can use when signing up. Please check the description for the link. Complete your first 10 trips, and Uber may reward you with up to $200 extra. Just remember, promotions like this change frequently and may not always be active, so it's worth signing up sooner rather than later. Considering the right time, from what I've seen across Australia, the evening hours, usually from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m., are the most active. There's a good chance you'll get frequent delivery requests during this time. But here's the trade off. Evenings are also the time most drivers decide to log in. That means more competition, and restaurants tend to get overloaded with orders since they have their own orders and dine in customers. So you might end up waiting longer just to pick up a meal. In contrast, during the morning hours, especially around 7 a.m. to 10:30 a.m., restaurants are less busy, so pickups are usually quicker. But the downside is there are fewer orders, so your earnings may be slower to build. In the morning, coffee orders are common. Don't forget the lunchtime as well. In the areas where there are more offices or industrial areas, people rely a lot on deliveries to get their lunch. Finding the right balance and timing your shifts based on your location is key to making the most out of your time on the road. Now that we've covered potential earnings, let's look at what it costs to actually make that money. Now let's talk costs, because let's be honest, this gig isn't free money. Let's consider fuel first. This really depends on the vehicle you're using. If you're driving a small to mid-sized car, you'll typically get around 10 kilometers per liter, with fuel prices in Australia currently sitting between $1.50 to $2.10 per liter. You're looking at roughly 15 to 21 cents per kilometer in fuel costs. If you're using a hybrid, you'll definitely save more, potentially getting 20 km per liter or more. But on the other hand, if you're using an SUV, you might only get 7 to 8 km per liter, which pushes your cost up to 25 to 30 cents per kilometer. The good news is Uber Eats also allows motorcycles and bicycles, which are far cheaper to run, and in the case of bikes, free. Second, wear and tear. Don't overlook this. Most cars need servicing every 10,000 kilometers. If you're taking it to a mechanic, it'll set you back around $150 per service. But if you're mechanically inclined and do it yourself, you could bring that cost down to about $80, depending on parts and oil prices. Tires are another cost, typically around $500 for a set of four, though it varies by vehicle. Look out for discounts, compare prices, and time your replacements smartly to save more. As the third, mobile plan. You'll be relying heavily on GPS and the Uber Eats app, so make sure your phone plan can handle the extra data. Most delivery drivers use around 5 to 10 GB of additional data per month, depending on how often they're out. If you're planning to do this regularly, it's worth comparing mobile plans to find one with a good balance of data, reliability, and coverage, especially since some cheaper plans might struggle in certain regional suburbs. Fourth, insurance. Some personal car insurance policies don't cover food delivery, so it's important to check the fine print. If you're delivering regularly, you'll likely need a rideshare compatible policy. These can cost anywhere from $100 to $200 per month, depending on your provider and vehicle. Finally, the time cost. This one's not on paper, but it matters. Your time has value. So, is what you're earning worth the hours you're putting in? Now, let's look at the benefits because it's not all doom and gloom. First, flexible schedule. No boss, no fixed hours. Deliver when you want, perfect for anyone juggling other gigs. Second, fast cash flow. Uber pays weekly and you can even do instant cash outs for a small fee. It's great if you need quick income. Third, low entry barrier. No formal qualifications, no interviews. Just sign up, pass background checks, and start delivering. Also, there could be additional benefits such as special promo codes when ordering with Uber, discounts at fuel stations, and auto part shops. So, is it worth it? Let's break it down. Let's assume you're making $25 per hour, which is a fair average in most Australian cities. Though remember, this can swing between $15 to $35 per hour depending on timing, location, and luck. Now, here's the catch. To earn that $25, you'll likely drive around 25 kilometers. That brings us to the cost side. Let's do the math. Fuel. At an average of 15 cents per kilometer for a typical car, that's 3.75. Wear and tear, including tires, servicing, etc., around 2 cents a kilometer, which totals 50 cents. That brings total expenses for that hour to about 4.25. So your real take home from that 25, just about 21 per hour. That's significantly less than the current Australian minimum wage of 24.10 per hour at the time of recording. Frustrating, right? But there's a silver lining. Many of your vehicle related costs, fuel, servicing, insurance, even your phone bill, may be tax deductible if you're registered as a sole trader and track your expenses properly. That can help soften the blow come tax time. And honestly, if you enjoy driving or cycling, this might still be worth it for you. Personally, as someone who spends most of my day in front of a computer, I actually find it relaxing. I often go out with my partner and we enjoy the drive, the scenery, and the experience together. So, how can you make it more worthwhile? Now that you know the numbers, let me share a few tips that can help you make the most out of your Uber Eats experience, whether you're just starting or trying to level up your earnings. 1. Pick the right type of vehicle. Choosing the right vehicle makes a huge difference. If you're doing short distance deliveries, especially in city areas, a bicycle or a motorbike is often more efficient and much cheaper on fuel. Cars, while more comfortable, come with higher running costs, but they can be better for long distance orders or carrying larger meals, especially during dinner rushes. Just remember, fuel efficiency matters, so if you're using a car, make sure it's not a gas guzzler. A hybrid or compact car will save you way more in the long run. 2. Pick the right time for you. Timing is everything, and not just for getting orders, but for learning the ropes. When you're just starting out, try working during the daytime. It'll be easier to find restaurants, house numbers, and parking spots. Once you're more confident, you can switch to evenings or nights when order volume is higher. Don't overlook lunch hours either. 11:30 a.m. to 2:00 p.m. can be quite profitable, especially on weekdays in busy areas. Keep an eye out for patterns in your city. You'll quickly spot your own sweet spots. 3. Sign up for pack and deliver. Most drivers skip this, but pack and deliver jobs, like shopping at Kohl's and delivering groceries, often pay more. It might feel tricky at first to find exactly what the customer wants, but once you get the hang of it, it's a solid income booster and a great way to stand out from other drivers. 4. Consider alcohol and liquor deliveries. This one is optional and depends on your comfort level. If you're okay with it, you can complete a short certification to become eligible for alcohol deliveries. In New South Wales, where I live, I did RSAT. Not many drivers sign up for this, so there's less competition, which means more high-paying orders could come your way, especially on weekends and holidays. And finally, if you're new to Uber Eats, don't forget to use a referral code. Right now, Uber is offering up to $200 extra when you complete your first 10 deliveries. That's free money to get you started, but remember, these offers can change or expire, so it's worth acting quickly if you're thinking about joining. Check the description for the link. I think you may find this video useful. Subscribe my channel to find more useful video like this. So have a good one.